All right, so the Cain train still moving. The best way to judge these candidates, I think, isn't necessarily by the up and down in the polls, but by the up and down in the money race. It's no accident that Newt Gingrich, since he's emerged a little bit of late, his money's been picking up late, contributions picking up late. And here's what's amazing about Herman Cain. His contributions have actually been soaring since this whole harassment debacle almost 2 weeks ago. I got to get reaction to that and what they make of the Cain train and where it's going. From our brainiacs, we got Lenore Hawkins with us, Lizzie McDonald, Adam Lashinsky. Liz, what's going on here?
Well, I think that people like his plan, but I don't think these allegations go away. I mean, for 4 separate women to come forward is a big deal. And women out there are saying, you know what, we're not buying it. It's courageous for women to come forward to make these allegations, because this is often a story also about power. And so there's a reason why these sexual harassment cases are underreported, because the law sets a high bar. And when Herman Cain says there's no proof, what does he want, a video of what happened? I mean, that's the difficulty of what he's saying. These blanket denials are wearing thin.
Settling something in a harassment doesn't mean guilt, by the way, right?
Well, he's saying settlement or severance. That's also
agreement, right?
Whatever. Right. It doesn't matter. There was payouts given. Why were the payouts given?
Well, I can go back and forth with Lizzie on this, Lenore, but I will raise this with you. It is hurting, to Lizzie's point, his standing with women, particularly independent women. I guess a block that any future presidential candidate would want to get. And that support has declined by about 50%. Now, in the Republican primaries, it's mostly men who vote, but in the general election, it's mostly women who vote. So I'm wondering what happens then if he were to get that far. What do you think?
Well, I think this will all unfold over time. To Liz's point, having a settlement when you've been terminated isn't unusual at all. And we've only got 2 people who've... Yes, they were terminated. And we've only got 2
Are you sure of that? Or are you sure they just didn't walk away after making the accusations and then getting a payment as a settlement?
Well, we know a couple of cases, by the way, Lizzie, because I did look into this, that there were other issues prior that some have maybe said precipitated this.
I'm saying
You're right. We don't know. We don't know. But go ahead.
Well, and Sharon was terminated. From what I've read, Sharon was terminated, and she has not exactly the most credible personal situation right now. Karen, who came forward as well, hers sounds a little bit more credible. The other 2 are still anonymous. It's very easy.
I know what you're saying, and I know what Liz is saying, but, where there's smoke, there's fire. You got to wonder whether there's something more there. And I do see both your points in that respect. I guess, Adam, what I'm asking you is, does this weigh more to, and I tried to raise this with Cain, how he handled it, how his campaign handled it, how his campaign moved forward with it? Because that, to me, is what is the glaring issue here. We'll never know when some of these maybe we will if everything comes out. But I think he handled it poorly, told him that. I think his campaign handled it very poorly. And I don't think they appreciated the magnitude of that. And that is something that could be worrisome for a future potential president.
Well, I agree. And if you think back to the general election in 2008, Neil, that moment when there was a key moment in the financial crisis, and I'm having trouble remembering the exact issue, but the point was that McCain ended up looking silly because he wanted to keep going, and Obama said, no, we've got to suspend what we're doing and focus on this right now. And he looked very good. He looked like a good manager. It's interesting since he hasn't been a particularly good manager, but he looked like one, and that helped him in the campaign. And I want to say the reason why I think Cain will fizzle out, Neil, the Republicans have a long history of giving the nomination to somebody who's already tried once. I don't know exactly why that is, but it's true. It was true for Reagan, Bush 1, for McCain, not for George Bush, not for 43. But Cain just isn't tested enough for the Republicans in particular. And this is a good example.
Fillmore got on the first shot. Who could forget that? But bottom line, no, okay, yeah, but I do see your point. But Lizzie,
I didn't hear it yet.
I'm wondering now. I hear what I'm saying about he could fizzle out. He hasn't fizzled out. Yeah, I know the support with women has dropped a little bit.
Sure.
It is stabilizing the last couple of days. Not a lot, but it is. I don't think he's a fizzler. I don't think he's a Rick Perry. I don't think he's a Michelle Bachmann. I think there's something more there that people dismiss him even now to their peril.
Well, he has a simplicity of a plan that is beautiful in its simplicity. It's a 9-9, whatever it is. I think he may have dropped one of the 9s.
See, that's what would have hurt your campaign, because it was so damn complicated. It was like a Mensa convention. And you remember you called it a logarithm for the ages? Yeah, it was horrible.
Yeah, it was horrible. I gave myself a headache. But,
Yes.
he's not going to, campaign, though, on raising taxes as Walter Mondale did and flopped. But, the 999, whatever it is, plan has a beautiful simplicity to it that people can understand.
You don't like it, do you? You don't.
Well,
You're not simple. You don't like simple.
I think it's a tax plan. I don't think it's a budget plan. I don't think it's the entire plan.
I think this 999 thing, Lauren, is big. I think it's what's driving this cart, and I think it's going to be a big issue for him. Whether you agree or disagree, that is his signature issue. It's not the 59-ish, ideas of Mitt Romney, which is like a Heinz 57 thing. It's all over the map. And I think the simple message works. What do you think?
I think he has a likable story, Neil. People are impressed by his corporate background. They like the way he sounds. I think that's why he's doing well right now. But I don't think it'll last, which is different from saying I think he's going to fizzle. I just don't think he's going to win.
Oh, really? We'll see, Mr. Schmitty Pence. Do I think he's going to? I have no idea. All right, we're going to take a quick break, guys, and come back. In the meantime,